Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I'm Damien. Today's live stream, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and crypto. Because those are pretty much the only things that are trading right now today is crypto. We just saw Bitcoin go above 88K briefly earlier this morning here. And I think Bitcoin could head to 90K maybe later on today, going into tomorrow morning before Wall Street starts selling off like they've been doing to us every single morning all throughout December here. So I'm expecting if we do get a relief rally that it's going to be a little bit short-lived here, okay? But hey, you know, maybe we can offload some of our positions here at higher prices, maybe take some longs, try to make some money in the meantime here. Let me just do a quick volume check here, make sure that everything sounds right here. All right, hopefully everything's going well. If I need to adjust the volume, just let me know, guys. If the music's too loud or whatever, you know, just let me know. Okay, just let me know. But anyways, we're now looking at the price of Bitcoin at 87,971. I do think we could get a little bit of a relief rally if Bitcoin's going to stay above 86,845 here. The next level I'm looking for Bitcoin to go up to is 90,500, like we saw here on Monday, and we kind of had a little bit of rejection here last Wednesday. But this is a key level that if I turn on the VRVP indicator, you're going to see that this is a level that we need to be looking out for. But I mean, I already got the levels highlighted here in red here. If you make it past 90,500, there's some more resistance at 91,400. And then, of course, 93,180 is going to be another level to look out for if we're going to be bullish, if we're going to keep on moving up to higher prices here. If we're not going to be bullish, then you know, targets to the downside is this $86,800 level, which has held as support a couple of times here, where we didn't actually close below it. All right, we came down below it for like a couple of days here on Wednesday, on Wednesday and Tuesday earlier this week, but we never actually closed below. Okay, and this $86,800 level is the level that's going to be crucial for us to stay above, or else we're going to have to most likely come down to 84,500 to get some support, and that's another level that you'll see here when I turn on the VRVP indicator here is going to show you the levels that we need to be looking out for. And I'm going to turn on that VRVP indicator here on just now on the right side. You see the green and red here off to the right. The green is all the buys, the red is all the sells at particular price levels, and this is data going all the way back till the middle of October. Okay, and it's showing that the highest volume node here is this blue line at like 87,000. I had 86,800. This will adjust based on what price does on a day-to-day basis, but basically I had it at 86,800. Maybe it might be at 87,000, but this is like the level that we need to stay above. Okay, 87,000, anywhere between 86,800 and 87,000. If not, then we're gonna drop below, most likely to 84,500, and probably try to get some support there. Okay. If we're not going to stay at that level and we lose that level, then we have the next level here, this white line at 80,000. Okay, 80,000 is what we saw Bitcoin get down to on November 21st here. Okay, we saw it get down to like 80,520 bucks here on Coinbase Exchange. And if we break through that, then yeah, we're going to probably head down into 70K for sure, and then 60K. All right, but the bullish case here is that Bitcoin actually climbs up and we get up to these high volume nodes here above us. You can see we got a gap here. Once we get past 88,200, we get a gap here, and then we might get some resistance right at that $90,500 level here. Okay, anywhere between like 90,000 and 90,500. Could be an area might be worth taking some shorts if you're inclined to take some shorts here on Bitcoin, and also you know, it could be an area where you should most likely think about taking profit on some of your crypto, just to de-risk. Not financial advice, but it is an area that I'm looking out for, where we could get rejected again, like we did here on Monday, and we also kind of got rejected here last Wednesday. If we're able to push past 90,500, then the next high volume node here is 91,400, okay, which is another high volume node. Then it's like a little bit here at 92,400, but I also marked off that 93,180 is a level that's kind of hard for us to stay above. So I think we could be taking profit and looking for shorts once we start getting up to 90,500, going all the way up to like 93,000 here. Okay, and that might be it for Bitcoin, and we might actually start going lower if this is going to end up being a lower high compared to like what we've done in the past here, where the last lower high was around here on November 11th when we saw Bitcoin at 107,400. Seems like such a distant memory, but it was only about a month ago where Bitcoin was at 100K here, and now we're kind of like hanging around and farting around near 88K here. We need to get above all this noise here at 93, 94K for us to start seeing higher prices here. And there is a high volume node here at 102K. 102K could be a long-term target if we're going to make it past 93, 94K here. Well, let me know what your thoughts here on the live chat here. I am going live from another location here than I normally do because I'm out traveling for Christmas here. But I figured I'd come here, catch up with you guys, try to figure out where the markets are going, and see where we might figure out where Bitcoin and crypto might go next here. I think we might get a short-lived rally, and I think when Wall Street opens up for business on Friday, I think they'll start dumping on us like they've been doing every morning here. So I think we might get a little bit of a rally today, but I think that might be it just for today. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's see. Ken Roy Jr. says, yeah, we need to close above 88K. Yeah, that would be great. And then we could try working on going up to higher prices after that. Forever King says, how do I see through all these indicators here? Well, I mean, I got the VRVP indicator off to the right, and I got these red lines. I could make it less messy here and just delete these lines here, right? And then now I don't know where my high volume nodes are at because I'm deleting these right here, but I still got the VRVP indicator showing me where the high volume nodes are at. Okay, and that's what I use for figuring out what the levels are to be looking for on Bitcoin and crypto here. But I actually want to keep those lines here. If it's a little bit too messy, I can do another Bitcoin chart where we can look at Bitcoin on another exchange here, maybe Binance Exchange. And then it looks a little bit, cleaner for you. Okay. And I do like using the moving averages here. I got 200-day, 100-day, 50-day, and the 21 is this white line here. The 21 EMA is the line that we also need to get above, and that's hanging out at 88,900. So if we get above the 21 EMA and start using that as support instead of resistance, then we can make a case for Bitcoin going into the 90s or even the $100,000 area all over again. But right now, this white line is kind of like suppressing the price right now. This 21 exponential moving average on the daily time frame here. All right, let's see what you guys also have to say here in the chat. Mr. Codine's in the chat. Good to see you, Mr. Codine. Did you get into any trades here? I know I'm currently still in the Bitcoin long, which is doing all right now, and then I'm also in the Solana long. But I would like to short Bitcoin if it does get up to 90K, and also like 91 and 93K if I can. All right. But I do want to look at some other cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin. Let's see how Solana and Ethereum are doing. Because I did say I'm in a Solana long, so let's see what Solana's doing here. So Solana's like barely holding on to their life, trying to stay above 120 bucks, right? I mean, we actually came below 120. Last Thursday, we went down to the $116.80 here. And Solana is having problems with this 21 EMA. This white line is acting as resistance. I would expect in the short term that Solana, if it is going to catch some bids here, 129 bucks could be a problem area because that's what the 21 EMA is sitting at. I do have on my Solana long. I'm trying to see if I can cash out on the Solana long at 130 bucks is what I put in. Let me see. Let me just check MEXC exchange here real quick here. Yep, so there's my Solana long is at 20x leverage. And I might have to just refresh the page here. Is that the current price, 123.04? I think that's not the current price. Let me go ahead and just click the refresh button here. Maybe it might be the current price here. Actually, no, it is the current price. So yeah, so I'm still in that Solana long, and I have it, set for 130 bucks here for the take profit target. And I'm just targeting that 21 EMA here on that white line here. And it's also kind of like a high volume node. You see a little bit of a high volume node here on the VRVP indicator. 130, 132 bucks could be a good area for the day traders to take some profit on. If we are able to push past 132 bucks, then we might see 137 or even 142 for the swing traders out there. But I think that might be it. That's all we can get out of Solana, unless Solana's going to get really, really bullish. If Solana's going to get really, really bullish, then we have to push past $143. There's a gap in the VRVP. There's some volume here at 150, 152. And then we got the value area low at 158 bucks. In my opinion, Solana is very undervalued here. So if you're interested in maybe dollar cost averaging in the Solana, might not be a bad time to do so. Getting it at 123 bucks, which is better than getting it at like 180 or 200 bucks, like we saw back in October and November here. But in order for me to actually become bullish on Solana, I got to see Solana get above this 200-day moving average, this red line here, sitting at about 174 bucks. You do that, and then we could be cautiously optimistic on Solana. And then, of course, there's more resistance levels to look for on the VRVP indicator, but we do have the point of control, this blue line at 204 bucks. That point of control, or POC, is going to be a tough nut to crack. It's going to be a tough area to get past. So I think a lot of people had it set in their minds that they were going to sell Solana at 200 bucks. And then when we lost the $200 level, they're like, oh crap, damn it, I guess I gotta wait until Solana gets back up to 200 bucks to sell my Solana. And I think $200 is a nice psychological target, and it's also the point of control here for Solana. I would join forces with anybody that wants to sell at 200 bucks. If I could sell the rest of my Solana at 200 bucks, I would. All right, I actually bought my Solana back in 2022 at like $13, $16, $20. So I'm still up like 6x on my Solana position right now, but I would like to sell it higher than 120 if I can. 140 sounds nice, 170 even better, 200 would be perfect. But I actually did sell Solana earlier this year at 200 bucks, so I'm not hurting. I'm glad I actually did sell Solana at 200 bucks when I did. I think last time I sold my Solana was at 230 bucks in October. Yeah, back in October when we saw Solana get up to like $250, right? Somewhere in that area. Or maybe that was like September. Yeah, we saw $250 in September. But then once I saw this lower high get formed, I actually sold my Solana at 231 bucks. And I got out before this whole little mess got created over here with lower highs and lower lows, lower highs. I gotta pat myself on the shoulder for that, because I was paying attention. Like, we lost the bullish momentum in Solana. Like, Solana was looking good in going from the middle of June all the way to the summer here. But then this lower high, that was the nail in the coffin here, and we've been just making lower highs since then. Lower highs and some more lower highs here. And I'm just worried that we could end up making a little lower high and then going into lower prices here for Solana. If Solana does go down to lower prices here from where we are right now, I'm going to have to zoom out, try to figure out how much low. But I mean, we know for the lows for the years, we saw Solana at $95 back in April. That could be a target for the short sellers and for somebody to try to take a chance on Solana again. All right. But if I throw in the VRVP indicator with all this data going back to like March of 2023, you can see right here on the VRVP indicator here that we got some high volume, a little bit of high volume here at $75, and then some more volume here at 60 bucks. I think those are the levels to look for if Solana is not going to hold $95. We got 75 and then 60 that could come up on deck here for Solana. And we'll just have to see how Solana handles itself once it actually does get down to those levels, if it does get down to those levels. Let me know if you guys think Solana's actually going to go down to 60 bucks here. But, you know, if Bitcoin gets cut in half, if we see Bitcoin go down to 40 grand, then yeah, we're probably going to see Solana go down to 60 bucks if that's the case. I see we got Desmond in the chat. Desmond wants to take a look at Sui. We can take a look at Sui for you, Desmond. Sure, why not? And let me see what my guys here on TikTok are saying. I'm doing a live stream on TikTok with my phone here. And I'm also doing a live stream on YouTube. So bear with me. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here with you guys. But I do promise I will try to get to your requests here if you guys have any requests. Alright, so here on TikTok, let's see. What you guys saying? HYX says $30 SOL. Ooh, $30 SOL? I mean, we do have a point of control. The POC, this blue line, is at 20 bucks. And that's where the majority of people bought Solana, including myself, back in 2022 and 2023. Before we had this little run up here on Solana, I actually, the last major purchase I made was like in October of 2023 when Solana was at 30 bucks is what I got in on Solana for my last major purchase. And yeah, I was able to benefit from Solana going all the way up. Thank you, Solana. But Solana, could it come back to 30 bucks? Maybe. Be a lot better than it going all the way down to 8 bucks. We saw Solana go down to $8 back in November of 2022. I remember seeing that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. HYX thinks that Bitcoin's going to go down to $35,000. And HYX says 2026 it's all over. I mean, that is the year that a lot of the 4-year cycle people are saying is going to be the the bad year for crypto. But Bitcoin is actually having a bad year right now. Bitcoin is actually down year to date. It's down like I think 5% or something like that. Bitcoin needs to get above 93K just to have a break-even year. So if 2026 is going to be worse than 2025, then oh my God, do you really want to be in crypto around that time? I don't know. It's going to be a good year to start trying to dollar cost average, I'll tell you that. Never meant to make it this far, says markets are open. Cryptocurrency markets are open. I think the stock market in other countries are open because not everybody celebrates Christmas. I think the Asian markets might be open. They don't really celebrate Christmas over there. So yeah, some markets are open, but the markets will be open again tomorrow morning for Wall Street. Wall Street will be open around like 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. AK5 Senior says that if Bitcoin hits $40,000, then Solana's gonna go back to 20. Yeah, it possibly could. Hit the 200 moving average at 107K, then back to make a lower low. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin gets up to 107K, I'll actually start to become cautiously optimistic on Bitcoin, but I will be looking out for that lower high on Bitcoin if it does get up to 107K. But let me get into a request here for Desmond. Desmond was he wants to take a look at Sui. So let's go ahead and take a look at Sui here, see what the levels are to look for on Sui. We'll get into, before I start to zoom out here, we'll get into like, just recent time frames here. We got data going all the way back to like August of early this year. And this is what Sui is looking like here for you, Desmond. We got a point of control. Is this blue line sitting at $1.55? Okay, $1.55 is where Sui could come up to, and yeah, Sui could come up to $1.55 before it gets rejected. All right, and then if it does end up making a lower high, then I would expect Sui to probably come down to this $1.30 level here. All right. And at $1.30 is where we could get some support for Sui. Okay. So yeah, I think $1.30, just based off of this value area low, could be the support level that we need to hold for Sui in the short term here. If we don't, then it could get nasty, right? Where we could, drop even further below $1.30. And let's just give the VRVP indicator a chance to reset itself here. And now if we lose $1.30, right, that white line, then we do have some high volume here at like $1 to like $1.10 is the next level that could act as support. And then below that, we have anywhere between like 88 cents to like 79 cents. Is some high volume nodes here that could provide support. And that's basically the people that were buying SUI in like July of 2024, August of 2024, September of 2024. They bought it at like 80 cents. So they'll just be at break even. They won't actually click the sell button until SUI actually drops below, you know, 78 cents, 80 cents, and then it's gonna be game over for sure on SUI. Okay. I see Chiyama's in the chat, and then Idrius says he wants to take a look at dog with hat. Let me go write that down for you. So we'll look at whiff. Guys, I just need to pause the TikTok live stream real quick here. I gotta send out a link here. Just bear with me for a second here. I promise, like, give me like 10 seconds, all right? Okay, and then I'll be back with you guys. Just give me a second here, guys, for my YouTube guys as well. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, I see we got like a good amount of people showing up here on YouTube. Good to see you guys here. And I just gotta send out this link here. Alright, back to my TikTok, guys. Alright, hopefully you guys are still here in the chat. Let's see, it says lost connection for now. Just give it a second here. Alright. Wow, we got a good amount of people here on the YouTube, but you guys are not chatting. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. If you guys have any requests here, let me know if you got any requests. Baron FX is asking me, do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. There's a Meet Gaming Discord. The link to join the Meet Gaming Discord should be here on TikTok. Right up here in my bio, you got the Discord link. Same thing for my YouTube guys. You should see that here on my YouTube page. If you click on the description, you'll see the link for Discord here. And it should also be in the link should also be in the description to the video that you're watching as well. All right. So let's see. Is TikTok good? All right. We still got Idrius. Are you still in the chat? Let me know if you're still in the chat, Idrius. I don't want to lose you. I know I went pause there for like 20 seconds there. All right, Idris is still here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at dog with hat now. I didn't really give the upside target to SUI. Well, let me just give the upside target real quick here for SUI because I didn't really give the upside target. But yeah, upside target for SUI. Like I said, we got to get up to like the $1.54 area and $1.60 area. That might be where SUI makes a lower high if we're going to be bearish, and then we'll probably end up making lower lows after that. But if we get past $1.60 with some conviction here, there is a $2 is a psychological target, but it's also a volume node here on the VRVP indicator here. And then we got the value area low sitting at 248. All right, those are targets that, you know, I think we would be lucky if SUI could get up to like 248 here, or even $2. I think $1.50 to $1.60 is where we might have some problems for SUI to the upside. All right, let's look at dog with hat now. Dog with hat. All right, dog with hat on Coinbase Exchange. I'm still going to use the VRVP indicator here until I feel like I can use something else here, but I think the VRVP indicator is a very powerful indicator that kind of gives me the levels to look out for here. Dog with hat currently trading at 31 cents, down 2% today. Dog with hat is, I would say, undervalued, right? You're just hanging out near that value area low, sitting at 31 cents. You lose 31 cents and it could be game over for dog with hat. we'll look at the levels below, but while I still have this information off on the right with the VRVP indicator here, we do have a point of control. We have the upside target point of control is going to be at 38 cents, slightly above the 21 EMA. So I think anywhere between 36 to 38 cents. If you're day trading dog with hat, I would try to take profit at that area, because there should be some resistance at that level. It's also a level that, you know, we kind of bounced off here back in April of 2025. So I think that's a level that we need to be looking out for dog with hat to try and take some profit. We also kind of bounced off that level here in November 4th. We came down to like 36, 38 cents. So I think that should be your first take profit target. And then second take profit target, if we get past 38 cents, you know, we could get some resistance at 42 cents. And then there could be some more resistance here, definitely more resistance here at 54, 55 cents. And that's going to be right where your moving averages are sitting at. Right now you got the 50 moving average at 51 cents. And I think by the time, if the price does climb back up here, you might get rejected either by the 50 moving average or the 100 moving average, this blue line here. Other traders are going to be looking at that. But you can see, like, you know, we had some sideways trading here in October. The middle of October to the end of October at around like 53, 55 cents. So I bet you those people that bought in October thought they were catching the low on dog with hat, only for it to then go lower. So like now they're underwater, and they're probably going to want to click the sell button if we actually get up to like 54 cents. They're going to want to just break even and get out of dog with hat if they're not in it for the long term here. So we got that going on with dog with hat. Now let's see if dog with hat actually continues going lower and we actually go into like game over mode here on dog with hat, where we lose this 31 cent level, this value area low. Wow, I don't have any data below that. There's really nothing here. Like, we have to stay above 31 cents here on dog with hat. All right, because at least here on Coinbase Exchange, you really haven't gone below 31 cents. You'll be going into like unmanned, unmarked territory here if you go below 30 cents here on dog with hat. But let's try to game plan that out, right? Let's try to figure it out. You know, if dog with hat's gonna continue on this downtrend here, how much further down could it go? I'm gonna try to throw on the a Fibonacci to see what the Fibonacci extension levels might be to the downside here. I'm just gonna measure from the swing low here on November 22nd to the swing high here on December 4th, and it should give me some levels to look out for here using the Fibonacci. So like from here all the way to December 4th here, where we got up to like 47 cents roughly. All right, so this is the target using Fibonacci here. I got Fibonacci extension level to the downside. We could see dog with hat come down to 26.5 cents. That's your 1272 Fib extension level to the downside. And then we got a 1618 Fibonacci extension to the downside. We could see 20 cents be where dog with hat maybe catches some bids here. And wow, I mean, it could get even worse, where we got a 2618 at like 4.5 cents. And anything lower than that, now you're getting into negative territory. I don't think they're going to pay you to actually own dog with hat. You're going to have to pay something to try to get dog with hat, right? But yeah, that's why I'm not going to really take this negative number into consideration. But we do have a game over doomsday target where dog with hat could come down to 4.5 cents. It might seem a little bit unbelievable that it could do that. But I know in crypto, and it's had happened to me before, where I've seen, you know, cryptos and meme coins go down 90%, only for it to then go down another 90% after you thought you bought the dip. So don't be surprised if dog with hat actually does go down to 4.5 cents. That's a game over doomsday apocalypse target right there. I think more likely, if we are going to be bearish here on dog with hat and go down to lower prices, 26.5 cents and 20 cents, and then we'll just see how things are if we actually do get down to that level there. I think these are your more realistic targets in the near term if we're going to continue being bearish on dog with hat. All right, we got David in the chat here on YouTube. Good to see you, David. And I see Lauren A has finally made it in, and she says, Merry Christmas, Damien. Merry Christmas to you as well. Don't forget to hit the like button. And guys, if you know anybody else that enjoys cryptocurrencies or is trying to learn more about cryptocurrencies or even just trading and investing in general, I can do stocks, I can do commodities. But I mean, we like talking about crypto because it's fun to talk about, and it's like the only thing that's trading right now. But go ahead and actually share this live stream. If you guys can share this live stream, I appreciate that. Let's try to get the word out here that we got some good technical analysis here. Well, at least I think it's good technical analysis. I don't know. You guys tell me if it's bad TA. But if it's good TA, then I appreciate you guys sharing that live stream to whoever you can. Appreciate that. I think that will help out the algorithm here. Get some more people to show up in the live stream here. We got Mario sending me a heart me. Thank you, Mario, for sending me the heart me. And Idrius, you are welcome, bro. AOOOA says, Sui, can it go down to 55 cents and then go up? I would think 55 cents would be a good area to buy, Sui, if you're dollar cost averaging into it. But I think if we're going to enter a bear market like we've seen in other past cycles where, you know, after Bitcoin hit its all-time high, Bitcoin hits the bear market low like 12 months later, I think you're going to have some time to like dollar cost average and buy into crypto. Like, I mean, you could start dollar cost averaging now, but just keep in mind that if Bitcoin continues going down to like 60K or even 40K or 30K, like some people are thinking, then you might be able to get Bitcoin at those prices later on going into next year. So just keep that in mind. You might be able to get some deals and some discounts on some of these cryptocurrencies. So that's like the only silver lining with a bear market is that, yeah, you'll be able to buy your crypto at like half off or 90% off of where you thought you could buy it at. So that's like the silver lining. Like I was paying attention to Solana in the last cycle. I saw Solana go up to like $260 in like 2021, and it caught my attention. I wasn't in Solana. It caught me. It showed up on my radar in 2021 and like August of 2021, because it started trading on Coinbase Exchange, which was an exchange that I was trading on. And that's when I paid attention to Solana, and I saw Solana go down from like 260 to 200, and I decided to try to. Well, did I buy it at 200? No, I think I started buying Solana at like 160, 150, but it continued dropping down after that, and I decided, all right, I think we're in a bear market, and we were in a bear market, and I let Solana crash all the way down. I waited until the FTX bankruptcy, and I was like, all right. Let me see where Solana's at. Oh, Solana's at like 13 bucks. I'll take a bite out of Solana at 13 bucks. I'll take another bite on Solana, you know, a few weeks later at like 16 bucks, and I'll take another bite of Solana at like 20 bucks, and that's where I started like dollar cost averaging in on Solana last cycle back in 2022 and 2023. So you guys might see that with your cryptocurrencies here, the ones that you like. You know, pick the ones that you really like, because you might see, you know, you could see Bitcoin at 40K, and you could see Ethereum back at like 1,500 bucks. You could see Solana at 60 bucks. Like all these cryptocurrencies could be half off going into next year. Maybe even like this time next year. But I know we also have some people thinking that we have possibly the institutions and we have the Bitcoin ETF that should prop up the market a little bit. So maybe the correction in Bitcoin and crypto is not going to be as violent as it was in the past. We also have the Federal Reserve has been lowering interest rates, and they're doing quantitative easing. So going into next year, maybe Bitcoin only goes down to like 60K. I mean, let's look at it right now since I'm talking about it. But let's see, Bitcoin currently at 88K right now. If I pulled that VRVP indicator here, and I talked about this on my previous live streams, but I'll talk about it again. This is the VRVP indicator, and we got data going all the way back to August of 2023, July of 2023. So this is a good amount of data showing you where all the people have been buying and selling, and where the support zones are going to be at for Bitcoin here. And we do have some high volume nodes here at like 69 and 67K. And then we also got some high volume nodes here at 62, 63K. Maybe this is as far down as Bitcoin goes before we bounce up. Maybe Bitcoin needs to go down to 60K, get people excited again about buying Bitcoin half off of what you could have bought it at, you know, back in October. You're going to get like a 50% discount on Bitcoin. And maybe that's where Bitcoin settles down. Maybe this ends up being the bear market low. But if that's not the bear market low, then there is some high volume nodes here at like, we got one here at 51K. All right, and then we got a significant high volume node here sitting at about 43K. So the people that are saying like, oh, Bitcoin can go down to 40K, I think this is what they mean. You know, Bitcoin could come down to 40K because that's where that high volume node is sitting at. And then just looking further down, we do have some more volume here at 37K and 34K. And this is where the people that say 30K Bitcoin, they might actually be right, because we do have some support here at 33, 34, and also 37K. Right? But I don't think Bitcoin is actually going to go down to like, you know, below 30K. All right, that's asking for a lot. Okay. But if it does, I'll try to buy some if I can at that level for sure, definitely. JM is following me here on TikTok. Thank you for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that, JM. If you have any cryptocurrencies you want me to take a look at, if you got a favorite cryptocurrency, let me know, and I'll try to take a look at it on the charts here. Let's move on to Ethereum. See how Ethereum is handling itself right now. And right now we see Ethereum is currently trading at 29.51. I got the VRVP indicator here, very useful indicator. Gives me the overall big picture game plan for where these cryptocurrencies might go next. And right now Ethereum is trading at 29.40. If we start losing 29.40, there's a gap in the VRVP, but we actually have some volume here at like 27 and 2600. Okay. I think that's as far as like Ethereum came down, right? Back here in November 21st, we came down to like 2,600 bucks here on Ethereum. Yeah, let me just measure that out. Yeah, we came down to like 2620 on Coinbase Exchange. So we do got some volume there, and then also we got the point of control at 2,500. I think, you know, if Bitcoin starts crashing down to like 70K, maybe even hit 60K. I think Ethereum will crash down to like 2,500, and it's gonna have a lot of support because there's some people that bought Ethereum at 2,500 bucks here in June and May earlier this year. They also bought it at $2,500 back here in October and September. So you got some support zones, some support areas here that could stop Ethereum from bleeding down past 2,500 bucks. But if we start losing $2,500, then you know we got a value area low at 2,100. Is an area where the Ethereum bulls might try to put up a fight. It's like kind of like right above the psychological number of 2,000. But if we start losing 2,100, then we got the VRVP indicator saying 1,800 could be where we get some support. And 1,800 was like where some people were lucky enough to buy Ethereum back here in May and April. The ones that were willing to take a chance on Ethereum, they bought it at 1,800 bucks here in April earlier this year. So they're still in profit right now, and they won't be at break even until we actually go back to 1,800 bucks here. David says he doesn't expect more than a 50% drop in Bitcoin this cycle. Yeah, I mean we could see that. I'm kind of right there with you. Mario wants to take a look at TARS AI, I believe. You say, do I think TARS AI will survive? Well, we'll try to take a look at the charts to see if it will try to survive or make an attempt. But I believe we've been looking at TARS AI all year long, and it's just been down and going to the right the entire year. But before I look at TARS AI, let me finish up here on Ethereum, try to see what the upside targets might be. If Ethereum is just going to become bullish out of nowhere, if Bitcoin goes back above 100K, you know, we'll see if, you know, Ethereum marches its way up probably to this high volume node here at 3,300 bucks. If Bitcoin can get up to like 108K, maybe we might see Ethereum try to test the value area high at $3,700, which is this white line right here. And then, of course, you know, Bitcoin going up to new all-time highs, you'll probably see Ethereum finally get back up to 4K again. Okay, but that's what you need out of Ethereum is you need Bitcoin to start marching up to higher prices here, because these two pretty much follow each other, and Ethereum actually follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the charge, and Ethereum is right behind it, with Solana and XRP right behind in line. T-Burr says trading on Christmas. I actually am in the Bitcoin and Solana long. I'm not really looking for any other trade setups because I already got in at prices that I like, and you know, if we start moving up higher to, like, you know, Bitcoin going up to 90K and Solana going up to like 130 bucks, I'm gonna try to take profit. I might start looking for shorts on the day trades there. But yeah, we're just looking at the charts here. We had a little bit of a kind of a Christmas morning rally going on, which could continue later on into tonight. And I think tomorrow morning, when Wall Street opens up for business again, they're gonna knock us back down like they've been doing every morning all throughout December here. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at TARS AI for Mario. TARS AI on Bitstamp. Oh my god, this is not good data. This gotta be a better chart for TARS AI. TARS AI on MEXC. Let's see how that looks on MEXC. Alright, a little bit better. Alright, so yeah, this is the chart that we've been looking at all throughout 2025. And I've already highlighted, you know, I've done previous chart work here on TARS AI for sure. You can see that already. And we crossed that you shall not pass line. This was going to act as the support, and we lost that support at like 58.058 pennies here. And now TARS AI is currently hanging out at 0.019 pennies here. And you're asking me, will it survive like the project or the price here? We've been in a downtrend for like the longest time ever, and it's clearly a downtrend here. You got the moving averages all trending down and to the right, and the most important moving average to pay attention to is this white line, this 21 EMA. That 21 EMA has been acting as resistance. Every time you come up to it, you get rejected. You come up to it, you get rejected. You come up to it, you get rejected. Come up to it, you get rejected. Do you get the picture here? That 21 EMA is sitting at 0.022 pennies. I would expect TARS AI to get rejected when it gets up to 0.022 pennies, because like that's just been the song and dance this entire year. It's just we keep losing we keep coming up to the 21 EMA only for us to get rejected. All right, how many more times do we need to continue getting rejected? Now, looking at TARS AI, I mean, you are lower than the lows here in April when we had the tariff scare. It kind of does look like it's game over for TARS AI. Let's see, TARS AI started trading back here in May of 2024 at like a penny. Maybe a penny is where TARS AI finally bottoms out at. Oy vey, I don't know what to do as far as like trying to give you some hopium here. It's just really bad. Really bad. Bad. Is there anything showing up here on the RSI indicator here showing that we are getting maybe a possible bullish divergence? Doesn't look like it to me. Let's see. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. Slightly higher low. You know, we got a low here in December 18th at 0.0193 pennies, which is, I'm sorry, the RSI here came in at 32 on December 18th, and then the RSI here on November 21st was at 28.71. So you got higher lows here. You might actually be getting some bullish divergence here, where you're making lower lows on price, but you're starting to make higher lows here on the RSI. So buyers are starting to show up. They are a little bit interested in buying TARS AI at like 2 pennies here. So that's the only bit of hopium that I can give you for now. on TARS AI. What I want to see next here for TARS AI is I want to see you get above the 21 EMA and actually try to stay above it, right? Do this. Instead of getting rejected at that white line, actually get past it, maybe come back down. Would be nice if you can use that 21 EMA as support, make a higher low, and then go that way, and you got yourself an uptrend instead of a downtrend, right? Where you're making, you know, the low, higher high, higher low, and then hopefully higher high again. You do that, and you got yourself possibly an uptrend for TARS AI. Now, maybe TARS AI doesn't do that. Maybe TARS AI does something like this, right? Where TARS AI actually comes up to the 21 EMA, gets rejected, comes back down here, doesn't go lower than these lows here, makes a double bottom, and then we can go up to higher prices. And you know what? If you make a double bottom, I mean, bottom is in the name of it. That's how you know you bottom out, because you made a double bottom. And if you see that, that would also be a good time to try to add more to TARS AI, and you might see TARS AI start going up to higher prices if it can do that. But you need to do something, either make a double bottom or make a higher low, to like get people excited to put more money to work on TARS AI. Get above the 21 EMA. Don't lose it. Like the 21 EMA on the daily time frame, you haven't even closed the candle above it. Right, every time you get above it, it's like less than 24 hours, and then you're back closing the candle below the 21 EMA. All right. When's the last time you actually closed above the 21 EMA? You closed above the 21 EMA here on October 26th. Got that green candle here, but then the next day you lost it, and you came below the 21 EMA. You closed right below it on October 27th. So you can't even stay one day above the 21 EMA. All right. If TARS AI can get above the 21 EMA, stay above it for like more than one day, maybe 2 or 3 days. Can we try maybe 2 or 3 days? Then you're starting to make the case that you're bottoming out. Anwar Pasha's in the chat, says Merry Christmas. Thank you, Anwar. And I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Trying to see if I can sell some of my crypto at higher prices. I'm actually mostly in cash by now, guys. I don't know what you guys are doing. You know, you guys can do whatever you want with your money, but I'm one of the guys that was buying Solana at like 16, 20 bucks back in 2022 and 2023. I bought the Ethereum at like $1,000 around 2022, and then I bought Bitcoin like literally right when FTX went bankrupt. I was like, all right, let's get started on the dollar cost average campaign here. And I bought some Bitcoin at like 17 grand when it was at right after FTX went bankrupt. So, with all that being said, I've already, made my profits, and I want to take some more profits, but I want to take them all in 1 year. That's why I'm waiting to sell. Maybe right after we say Happy New Year's is when I click the sell button on my Solana. So I don't have to pay taxes on that until like 2027. Well, let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. What coin are we looking at? We were looking at TARS AI there, Mr. Ganesh. TARS AI, you can see that right there. TAI USDT. And you are welcome, Mario, my friend. Now, let me see if I can pull up the Discord. If you guys want to continue looking at charts and chatting with me here when I'm not live, you can find me here on the Meet Damien Discord, where we talk about what's going on here in crypto, and you can also see some of the memes that I post. You also see when I go live. I post that up on the Discord. This was the Christmas Eve live stream from last night. And we got some people posting up their gains here. All right. So I got some day traders showing up here on the server, and it's a free Discord server to get into. I don't charge. We're here to help people out and share knowledge about crypto and investing and trading. We talk about gold, because gold has been doing pretty well. past few months, few weeks here. And then for those who are looking for getting started on cryptocurrency exchange, I do have a referral link here to join the WEEX cryptocurrency exchange. I partnered up with them recently, and they got some they're doing some aggressive marketing because they're trying to get more people to show up on their exchange. So when they give me the next exclusive deal for my trading community, I will let you guys know. So you do want to sign up for WEEX and sign up with that code right there. XVDP is my WEEX code. But if you click on that link on Discord, you'll be able to take advantage of that. And then of course, TradingView. If you guys want to get started with TradingView and take $15 off your subscription plans on TradingView, I do have a link here to get a discount code. And then I'm also on MEXC exchange. I gotta update the link. I recently partnered up with MEXC as well, and they'll be giving me some exclusive deals to be given to you guys as well. If you click on that referral link there, okay. And then once you guys actually start going on the cryptocurrency exchange and making some money, you can share your gains here. Where we got Cameron over here, a pretty good trader. Loves showing off his gains here, but. He was up 140% the other day on Jelly on a 20x long. More Cameron here. Cameron trading with a big account, making $5 grand with a 20x long here, and he's just doing that, just buying Ethereum at $2,900, $29.98, and selling it at $30.23. And then of course we got Let's Go over here. Let's Go did pretty well, doing a 25x long on light. Up 242%. So it's not just me, guys. There's other traders and investors here that are sharing their knowledge here on my Discord, and I think that's just another reason why you should join the Meet Damien Discord. It's free to join, and yeah, it's a great place to continue the conversation when I'm not on the live stream here. All right. Just to watch followed me, thank you. And then Brandon also followed me here. Thank you, Brandon, as well, for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. Calvin Hill followed me. Are you the real Calvin Hill? I know there's a bunch of Calvin Hills out there. Let's see. What is Bitcoin doing right now? Let's get back into Bitcoin again. Let's try to look at the Bitcoin on the smaller time frames, figure out what the day trading action might be like for Bitcoin here. All right, so here we are. Overall, on the daily time frame, we had a green buy dot that showed up on Market Cipher B, and it looks like money flow is curving up. So I think if all things are going to stay the same, I think Bitcoin is going to continue rallying later on tonight, going into tomorrow. But I don't know if Wall Street's going to ruin the party on us. I'm pretty damn sure if Bitcoin goes up to like 90 or 92K, 93K, I'm pretty sure Wall Street's going to dump on us again, for damn sure. Yeah, be on the lookout for those levels there. I already looked at those levels earlier. I marked them on another chart here. But, even if you're not, using the VRVP indicator and marking the chart, you can see like the last high here was like 90,400 on Monday. I would expect that to be a resistance level. You have another candle wick here that got up to like 90,300. So 90,300, 90,400. I would take profit on any long. If you're long, if you're gonna stay in your long to like 90K, I would try to take some profit around there. Let's go into the 1 hour time frame. This is a time frame that I like to look at when I'm trying to figure out what my day trades is gonna be like. And Binance is this is interesting. They don't really have that much good data here. Let me go into Coinbase on the 1 hour time frame here. All right, 1 hour time frame. A little bit more data to look at here. And you can see like, oh, Merry Christmas came for, Santa came at like 10 a.m. Eastern time here, where we had a nice solid green candle here, putting us above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. So that's good to see here. We do got some more room to climb up to, but if we are going to climb up, we could probably, for the day traders, you could get rejected at 88,800 or 900, where you got rejected here on Monday, around that level there. So that's only about $600 away from where we are right now. Is there any resistance at 89K? Kinda, a little bit. If you can see, like right here, let me just draw here, but you can see like there's some candle wicks here at around like 89K. So I think that's just psychological target for a lot of people. 89K there could be the next resistance level for Bitcoin. And once you get past 89K, like we could see resistance, like I said, at 90K, 90,500. We got a candle wick high here at 90,500 on Monday, and then 90,400 Monday morning. But it looks like the candle body closes. They came in at like 90K for the most part. So when we were trading on Monday around 90K, like we finished these 1 hour candle closes at like 90K, but during the middle of those hours we were able to get up to like 90,500 and 90,400. So I would try to take some profit at 90K. 90,500, we may or may not hit 90,500 for the day traders out there. Let's see what the market cipher B is showing here, and then we'll look at the MACD on the 1 hour time frame. Market cipher B shows that a green buy dot came here at 8 a.m. Eastern time this morning. Money flow started curving back up, and then money flow went into the green later on this morning. So money flow is pouring into Bitcoin right now, and we're just waiting to see if there's going to be a red sell dot. When you see a red sell dot, that could be an indication to try to take some profit if you do see that on your Bitcoin longs here. Especially if we push up into these red horizontal bars here. This is your overbought area, and if you get like a red sell dot, you know, either at these red horizontal bars or above it, that's usually a good time to like take profit on a long and maybe even switch into a short. Let's see, this was telling you to take profit on your longs here on Monday at 8 a.m. and it gave you a little top signal for a top emoji here on market cipher B. And you can see that also the money flow started curving down too, and then the momentum wave started curving down. So if you see something like this, for sure take profit on that 1 hour time frame, and also maybe consider going into a short if you want to do like a close in reverse. Because like this is what happened back here. I got a lot of stuff showing up on the charts right here, but you know, right over here we had that red sell dot right above the red horizontal bars here on Monday morning, and that was trying to tell you like, hey, this move is coming to an end soon here. At least on the 1 hour time frame, it's telling you that. And then also on the 1 hour time frame, we were overbought. We were overbought at like 77 on the RSI here. So yeah, market cipher B. I like using market cipher B because you know you got the money flow, you got the momentum wave, and then you also got the RSI. These red horizontal bars. This is your overbought. And then the green bars here is your oversold on the market cipher B. I like using this, and then of course you get the emojis here too. Kind of helps you figure out, you know whether you should be buying. You should always be trying to buy low and sell high, right? So sell high, wait until you see a green buy dot near the horizontal bars, and then buy. And then now we're just waiting to try to sell and take profit on our longs when we see a red sell dot show up on the red horizontal bars here. Hello, Ola Jin. Hello to you. Hello to everyone else as well. And Big D has followed me on TikTok. Thank you for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate that. So on the 1 hour time frame, this is telling me that everything is fine and dandy for us to go to higher prices on Bitcoin here. Let's see, on the MACD indicator here. This is great to see here this morning. This was your Merry Christmas rally here when you had this blue line cross the orange line to the upside, That was your MACD crossover. And you can see that the selling pressure started dying down on the 1 hour time frame, and the green buying pressure candles are starting to show up. And I think you'll be alright on the 1 hour time frame until something changes, where you start seeing, like, you know, back here, you know, yesterday we saw buying pressure die down. Okay. And then when buying pressure died down, then you got the MACD crossover to the downside. So like last night, early this morning, you got the MACD crossover to the downside, and that was a little bit concerning. Could have been really bad, but then, you know, you had an Uno reverse here where the MACD crossed back up to the upside again. Selling pressure died down, and now we're getting a nice little rally here on Bitcoin, at least on the 1 hour time frame. So I think 1 hour time frame is just justifying staying in the long right now. When I see the crossover, the MACD crossover to the downside, then I would try to take profit if I haven't done so already, and maybe consider shorting for a day trade. Let's move on to the 15-minute time frame, and I think that's as small as I'll go here for you guys. 15-minute time frame. Bitcoin looking fine and dandy. Maintaining an uptrend here, staying above this 21 EMA. Oh, we just got a candle close here. All right, very nice. So stay above the 21 EMA in the 15-minute time frame. I think it'll be fine to go up to higher prices here. Looks like we could be forming a potential bull flag here on Bitcoin. For my chart pattern traders out there. And let's get back into Market Cipher B one more time here on the 15-minute time frame. Market Cipher B is showing that money flow has been in the green since early this morning. That's good to see. However, money flow is starting to curve back down, and that's a little bit concerning. And then the momentum has curved back down. Looks like we got the red sell dot here at 11:30, like 30 minutes before I went live today. However, we got a green buy dot showing up here, so this could provide us some positive money flow action going into Bitcoin. And I wouldn't really worry about Bitcoin unless on the 15-minute time frame, if money flow starts curving down, which it already did, but if it starts curving down and goes into the red here, you know, like you saw earlier this morning, around 3:30 a.m. Eastern time, then I would probably be like, all right, maybe we should probably take some profit if we haven't done so already. All right, but yeah, I mean, if you want to, I mean, you could take profit right now. Maybe this ends up being as high as we go this afternoon on Bitcoin. But money flow could start increasing again, and we could see this start increasing as well. And if you get into this overbought area, these red horizontal bars, then I think that's a good time to actually try to take profit on some longs, at least using the 15-minute time frame here. But yeah, we want to see, you know, even though money flow is going down, this green area is going down, we could still see money flow increase again. We want to kind of see something like this, like back here on Wednesday afternoon, where money flow was curving down, and then it started increasing again, and then it went down. Okay. So 15-minute time frame says that we could still be good on Bitcoin, but don't be surprised if we start selling off later on tonight, or even later on this afternoon. MACD indicator here. MACD indicator shows that buying pressure has died down. Not too much selling pressure. No one's really selling their Bitcoin. And I think that's because Wall Street's not around to click the sell button on us. If Wall Street was open for business today, I think we would have seen some red candles showing up here on the MACD on the 15-minute time frame. But we didn't, because Wall Street's not around. So we can actually breathe a little bit and maybe get a little bit more of a rally going on here. What I am concerned about is we did get a MACD crossover to the downside, but you can see we're kind of getting like a little bit of a fight. Like, it can't make up its mind. Like, we crossed down to the downside, but we could possibly cross up to the upside, especially if we get some buying pressure showing up here on the 15-minute time frame here. So it's looking iffy. It's not as good as it was an hour or 2 hours ago, earlier this morning. Bitcoin was looking a lot better. Right now, it's kind of like iffy, and I think that's just because, like, you know, we're kind of like, we're probably going to be in this bull flag here, right? Maybe this is what Bitcoin's trying to do right now. And we're just creating like a bull pennant right now, okay? And if this is a bull flag, right? Then you just take the measure move. You take this little flagpole, you got your flag here, or bull pennant, and you take this measure move. You put like where we could break out of Bitcoin at $88,000 here. And this flagpole says that we could see 89,300, that blue number right there. That could be where Bitcoin decides to go if we're going to continue being bullish. We might see that later on tonight. All right. And if it was to continue on with this trend here, I mean, it even gives you kind of like a timestamp here where we could see Bitcoin around dinner time, around like 4:45 Eastern time. We could see 89K here on Bitcoin. That'd be nice. Let's see what you guys saying here in the chat. We got someone saying, which indicators are we using right now? I was using a bunch of indicators. When I had the indicators here on the bottom, this is the market cipher B indicator. This is the market cipher B indicator that gives me the money flow and the momentum wave. This other indicator in the middle here, this is my MACD indicator here, the moving average convergence divergence indicator. And then I got the RSI indicator here, relative strength index. And then on the chart here, I like using the moving averages here. The 200 day is the red line, the 100 day or the 100 moving average is the blue line, and the 50 moving average is the green line, and the 21 EMA is the white line here. And the 21 EMA usually sticks to wherever the price is most of the time. It kind of like hugs the price. Whereas the other indicators here, the other moving averages, they might take some time to catch up to wherever the price is at. I think that's what we got going on here for Bitcoin. Let me see what else you're saying in the chat. No, this is not re-recorded. I'm actually live right now here, OSK. Alright. Am I profitable? Yes, I am. I've been taking profits. I'm actually in a Bitcoin long and a Solana long right now. And I'll try to do a Bitcoin short when Bitcoin gets up to 90K or 92 or 93K. Alrighty. Oh, you want to see the names of the indicators? Alright, well here we go. Let's look at the indicators here. So, the market cipher B indicator, I like using market cipher B while reload trades. So a good indicator here. Then we got the moving average convergence divergence indicator, the MACD. That's another indicator that you might want to add. And then the RSI, the relative strength index. That's another indicator that you probably want to use for your chart here. And then I also use another indicator called the visible range volume profile indicator, the VRVP. And that's this guy right here. This is the green and red indicator off on the right side. Gives me some volume levels and some levels to look for take profit targets. Let me see. Let me get into like the 1 hour chart here. The VRVP indicator. What are you showing here on the VRVP indicator here? So VRVP indicator shows that we got the value area high at 88,800, and this is just using data going all the way back to like Saturday of last weekend. So yeah, let's see. We gotta get past 88K, and then 89K I believe comes up next here. Ava Medina wants to take a look at Chainlink. Okay, Ava Medina, I think I can do that for you. Appreciate you coming on to the live stream here. You said, sup Dame, sup chat. Ava Medina's in the chat now. Alright, let's take a look at the Chainlink here. You want to look at Chainlink on the smaller time frames, like the 1 hour time frame, or do you want to look at like the big picture for Chainlink? You want me to look at the daily time frame or the 1 hour time frame? Basically what I'm asking you. I'll start with the daily time frame here until I get an answer from you. Alright, so what do we got here? What do we got here? I think I got like some chart here. Oh wait, let me get, yeah, give me the daily time frame here. Ooh. I'm gonna get rid of this Fibonacci for now. Oh, you want the big picture, the daily? Okay, that's what I'm gonna get you. All right, so here we got Chainlink currently trading at $12.34. Using the VRVP indicator to get us the big picture to find out what levels we need to look for, where there could be some resistance. Right now, Chainlink currently trading at $12.34. You are below the POC. That point of control is that blue line there. And that blue line is sitting at $13.90. I think that's where you should consider taking some profit on Chainlink if it's able to get up to that level. If Chainlink's not able to get up to that level because we're going to be bearish, then we do have some support below us. That's that white line here is the value area low, sitting at $11.57 for Chainlink right now. And this is data going all the way back to like December 2024. You know, if I zoom out even more, it might change the VRVP indicator here, but it's almost the same part. You still got your your relatively high volume node here at like 1129. 1130s where we could get support for Chainlink. But let me just zoom in. I think using data going back to like July of 2024 is good enough, right? So yeah, that value area low sitting at well, now the value area low is saying that 985 is a level to look out for, but you can see here on the VRVP indicator that we got that high volume node sitting at 1157 still. So 1150, 1157, somewhere around that area. This could be your support area for Chainlink to the downside if Chainlink's going to continue being bearish here. And, upside target, we already said the POC at 1380, 1390, somewhere around there. If we can get past that POC, and if we're going to actually be bullish, and if Bitcoin's probably going like 100K again, then yeah, the volume starts to drop off. There's a little bit of resistance at 1535, but then there's not that much resistance until you get up to like $18 here on Chainlink. And $18, that's like roughly where the 100 and the 200 moving average are sitting at. You got the 200 moving average at 1760, and you got the 100 moving average at 1850. So I think the moving average traders, the traders that are using moving averages, they're going to want to take profit if Chainlink ever climbs up to that level there. Okay, but you can see it's also a high volume node here as well, between like 1780 all the way up to like 1850 here. Okay, and I think that's your swing trading target. If you're swing trading Chainlink, swing trading is like you're planning on getting out of the trade within a few weeks or a few months from now. I think you should consider clicking the sell button on Chainlink if it does get up to like $18, because that's almost like a 50% gain from where we are right now. Chainlink is at $12.35. A 50% gain is nothing to sneeze at. It's worth taking some profit in my opinion here. And then we'll just have to see how Chainlink is, a few weeks, few months from now. We'll see if we actually climb back up to $18, and then I can figure out, what the next targets might be to the upside. But I don't want to give any more targets beyond $18 because, I don't know what Chainlink's going to do next. If we're going to be bearish, we might not ever see $18. If we're going to be bullish, we could possibly see $18. And that might be where we get some resistance. You're welcome, Ava Medina. Mahmoud Suras. Is that a request for HLO? And then somebody says, what do I think about the footprint chart? What is footprint? Is you got to give me a ticker symbol. Is there a ticker symbol for footprint? And T-Dog says, do I think we are holding a support zone? A support zone for what? For Bitcoin or one of these other cryptos? Gotta be more specific, guys. I think Bitcoin's fine as long as we're staying above 86K. After 86K, then we're probably gonna head down to like 84K before we then head down to 80K again. Gretzky wants to look at H-bar. Okay. And then Mahmood, I don't know if that's a request for HLO, but I'll try to look at HLO for you. So we got HLO and H-bar. And I'll probably be live for like another 30 minutes, guy, and then another 30 minutes here, guys, and then I gotta get ready for the rest of Christmas dinner and stuff like that. CH Hiring says, isn't market closed today? The stock market's closed, but cryptocurrencies do not close. Cryptocurrencies trade 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. So that's one of the cool things about cryptocurrencies is that you can still day trade it every single day using perpetual futures. All right, so let's take a look at HLO. And I'm assuming that's a crypto. Hello. HLO. This is a cryptocurrency that got delisted. Why would you want me to look at a delisted cryptocurrency? I can't find it on any exchange. The last time this thing traded was June, earlier this year. So much for that. Can't really look at that one. Let's take a look at H-bar. Meme coin, that heat map, I think you're talking about this indicator off on the right. This is called the VRVP indicator here. It stands for the Visual Range Volume Profile Indicator. I actually did a video on TikTok, so you can check that out and learn more about how to set up the VRVP indicator and how to use it and trade with it. That video has got like 1,900 views here on TikTok. It's one of my more popular videos. It's pinned to the top of the channel. You might want to check that out to learn more about the VRVP indicator. But you know, in my live stream, you'll kind of get the gist of it as you see me talking about, you know, the indicator and the levels here. All right, so here we are. We're looking at H-bar, and we're gonna use the VRVP indicator here. I guess I'll give you a small tutorial here. So this white line up top, that's the value area high. The white line on the bottom is the value area low. Anywhere in between the value area high and value area low is your value area. And we're just trying to pull up all the volume where buyers and sellers were trading at. The buyers are in the green, the sellers are in the red on this heat map is what you were calling it. And you add up the buys and sells at specific price points, and it gives you an idea. It's like where the resistance points might be or support zones with these high volume nodes. So you got the high volume node here, another high volume node, then you got a gap in between the nodes, another high volume node, a gap, and then you got another high volume node, and the highest volume node is going to be this blue line here, is the point of control. We call it POC for short, but you know, the full name of it is called the point of control, and this is where the majority of people were buying and selling H-bar at. They were buying it and selling it at about 14.5 cents. Right now, H-bar, Hedera, is currently trading at 11 cents here. You're below the point of control and you're below the value area low. And what this signals to me is that H-bar is very undervalued. And I think a lot of cryptocurrencies are in that area. A lot of altcoins are in that area where they're below the value area. And this signals to me that, you know, it's worth taking a long or trying to, you know, dollar cost average into Hedera here, because you haven't really been this low for a while. A majority of people bought Hedera at higher prices. They're not going to click the sell button until they're able to break even at higher prices. So you have to wait for higher prices for the majority of people to actually click the sell button on you. All right, but yeah, Hedera is trading at the same price that it was trading at back here in November of 2024. And let me just zoom back in here. And readjust the VRVP indicator here. But yeah, you are below some key areas here. We were trying to stay above 12.5 cents. We lost 12.5 cents. This was an area that Hedera was trying to, you know, it bottomed out here on November 21st when Bitcoin went to 80K. We also came down to 12.5 cents around June 22nd when the United States bombed Iran for the first time ever in history with those stealth bombers. You're below that day, and you're below, you know, November 21st here. So Hedera is very undervalued in my opinion, but the resistance could be at that 12.5 cent level there. Okay, because whoever bought at 12.5 cents, they thought they were buying at the lows for the year, and we're lower than that, so they might decide to sell and break even when we get back up to 12.5 cents. But then also, there's also a good majority of people that bought at 14 cents. That's that value area low. And they might click the sell button to break even when we get up to 14 cents. So there's going to be some resistance at 12.5 cents and 14 cents in the near term here for Hedera H-bar. Just looking at the chart here and looking at the VRVP indicator here. Gretzky, I do have a YouTube. It's the Meet Damon YouTube. Let's take a look at it real quick here. That's me right there on YouTube. And on YouTube, I also got those VRVP indicator video. I got the VRVP indicator video here. I got a video for people who are new to trading, how to read a candlestick chart with the RSI, MACD, and stochastic RSI indicator. And then I even got another tutorial video here on how to use the Fibonacci indicator, how to use the Fibonacci tool on TradingView. And then of course I got my YouTube shorts here, so I know if you guys don't have that much time but you want to see me, I actually talk about various cryptocurrencies like Uniswap, Bitcoin, CoAI, and XRP, and I give you like my analysis, you know, what I think the upside downside targets are going to be for that cryptocurrency for the month. And then I gotta do another one into the next month because things change, you know, every 30 days here. But yeah, I got YouTube shorts here, and then of course you can see me go live, you know, on YouTube as well, where you got my live streams. You know, you can watch the replay to the live streams on YouTube. For my TikTok guys who might have missed me and you want to see what's going on for that day, I got the live streams here on YouTube. Let me see. I think I got some more subscribers here. Did I get some more subscribers? I got another subscriber. Thank you, whoever subscribed here on YouTube. 537 subscribers. Trying to build up the YouTube channel. Maybe get up to 1,000 would be the next milestone here. I think I'm doing alright with TikTok though. TikTok, if I click the refresh button here, I think I got like 5,900 followers here. Yeah, I guess the next milestone is 6,000, right, for TikTok. I think I could easily do that in the next couple of weeks here. The next, I guess, big milestone would try to get to 10,000 followers here on TikTok. That'd be pretty cool. Hey, where's my videos? There we go. There's my videos here, and you see, yeah, there I am live. There's my my candlestick video and MACD RSI video. Here's my VRVP indicator video and my Fibonacci video. Those are pinned to the top of this TikTok channel. Don't forget to follow me, guys, here on TikTok. Alright. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the YouTube channel here. Edible Zombie says, Merry Christmas. Thoughts on XRP? I guess we can take a look at XRP. We'll look at XRP and then we'll finish off by looking at Bitcoin, and I think that'll be it for today. Merry Christmas to you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Christmas out there. I'm looking forward to giving my Christmas gifts to my nephew and my niece. I got my nephew, I got him a dinosaur. He's big on dinosaurs. And I got him a monster truck. He loves his monster trucks as well. And then my niece, I got her a Barbie doll and something cute as well. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to giving out those Christmas gifts to my nephew and niece for Christmas dinner. Hopefully you guys got some good things going on with your family and friends as well. Alright, we gotta take a look at XRP. Where's XRP? Oh, there it is. I know it's on my watch list. I'm like, where is it? Alright, so I got XRP, and I've already measured the high volume nodes here on XRP. We got the POC is sitting at $2.20. That's going to be a tough area for us to get past. Right now we're below that at $1.87. Let's zoom in here a little bit. I already marked it off on the chart levels to look for. To the upside, for the day traders, you're looking for $1.92, maybe later on today or tomorrow. You got a high volume node right there. Then the next high volume node is going to be about $2.03. $2.03 is it's like the psychological $2 area. Could be some resistance for XRP if we get up to that level. Might actually get rejected, make a lower high, come down to lower prices after getting up that high. But if we're not going to get rejected at $2 and $2.03, then yeah, $2.20 is your highest volume node according to the VRVP indicator. And then for the hopium for the XRP bulls here, you get past 220, and then there's a little bit of resistance at 230 and 240. But I think you see that the volume starts to drop off here on the VRVP indicator, and your ultimate take profit target, maybe going into 2026, is going to be about $2.84 to like $2.89 here. That's your value area high. And that's mainly because whoever bought here XRP in the summer at like 280, 289, they probably feel trapped right now with XRP at being at $1.80. And if they're not in XRP for the long term, they're probably going to click the sell button to get out of XRP at break even. But yeah, these are your levels here to look for in the short term. You know, I already marked them off on the chart for XRP. I didn't really give you downside targets. We'll try to work on that. But, you know, I gave you the upside targets. Day traders are probably looking for a long to take them up to $1.92. Tomorrow you might see 203. If we're going to continue being bullish with a little bit of a Christmas rally. If the Christmas rally extends into January, I would expect $2.20 for XRP. And then maybe we get rejected from there. Now, downside targets using the VRVP indicator here. I start to pull out the data here. You got high volume here out of like $1.50. $1.50 is where XRP could go down to if we're going to be bearish and see some scary stuff here for XRP. If you can't hold $1.50, there is some more support at $1.35. So between $1.35 to $1.50 is like a buy zone if you want to buy some cheaper XRP. But if you lose $1.35, then there is some support at $1.15 going down to like $1. And that makes sense because if I zoom back into history here, you can see that there were people that were buying XRP. We were trading sideways here between like $1.25 and $1.50. Okay, these are the people that are gonna probably save you from XRP falling down like a knife, you know. Catch that falling knife. These people will catch that falling knife for you. And then we got some people that were buying XRP here in November of 2024 at $1. Okay, and you can see that's where we get this high volume here showing up here. You know, like $1 to $1.10, and then $1.30 to like $1.50 here. So that's what the VRVP indicator is showing you right here. So even if you don't know how to use the VRVP indicator here, you could just look at previous, you know, price action that was trading sideways to get ideas like where the support zone is going to be. And you got some support here, right? So, but I have that VRVP indicator video so you can set it up so you can just dial in, and you know, all I do is I click this hide button when I don't want it, and then when I want to see the VRVP indicator, I just click that on and it shows me the levels to be looking out for. All right. Kind of like my cheat sheet indicator there. You were buying XRP 2 years ago for 50 cents. I got a buddy of mine that did that too. I actually bought XRP myself for the first time back in 2017 when I think it was at like 10 cents. That was my first cycle in crypto. I started getting into cryptocurrencies in 2017. I bought my first Bitcoin. I bought an entire Bitcoin for like $3 grand. And then I bought some Ethereum when Ethereum was at like 200 bucks. And then I bought Litecoin and XRP as well back in 2017. Then I saw Ethereum go up to 1,400 bucks. I remember celebrating with my cousin at the bar. We gave each other high fives, and that was probably the best time to get out of Ethereum because that was literally it. Ethereum went to $1,400, and then the next day it was at like $1,300, $1,200, and that was it for like 2017 cycle. And then of course in 2021, I held on to my Ethereum that I bought at like 200 bucks, and I saw Ethereum go up to like $4 grand, 4,800 bucks. When Ethereum was at 4,800 bucks, we thought it was going to go to $5 grand, and then we thought 10 grand was going to come next after that, but it didn't happen. And then I sold my Ethereum at $3,800. So I was like, what? Ethereum goes down to 4,000. It might actually like try to like, fake us out and go down to like 3,900 only for us to go back up to like 4,500 or $5 grand again. But then it didn't. This was like around like December of 2021. And then I sold my Ethereum at $3,800 in December 2021, and I used that money to buy my first house. I used that money to put a down payment on my first house. Had a little bit of extra money to go back in crypto all over again, and then for this cycle that we're in right now, I was buying Solana at 13, 16 bucks, and I bought Ethereum again, but I bought it at 1,000 bucks after the FTX bankruptcy. And then I bought some Bitcoin at like 17 grand, and I just started doing my dollar cost averaging around that time, towards the end of 2022 going into 2023. And I bought my first house in 2022 after all the gains that I made in 2021 with Ethereum. So just trying to do it all over again if I can, get another house and just keep it going. You said you've only been in crypto for about 3 years. Well, that you got in on XRP at 50 cents 3 years ago. That was a good time to get into XRP. Right? So you bought it before we did this craziness in 2024 here. But, not financial advice, but I probably put a stop loss so you don't lose your gains. I probably put the stop loss like at $1.70, $1.77, so you don't lose too much on your gains there. You bought some XRP after seeing an episode of The Simpsons? That's funny. Alright, let's get back into Bitcoin. I'll give you my finishing final thoughts here on Bitcoin. So on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, looking at the indicators here, the momentum indicators, the market cipher B indicator here shows that money flow is starting to increase. That's a really good thing to see here. And you got a green buy dot that showed up today. Momentum, the blue wave is starting to go up as well. So maybe we might get a Santa Claus Christmas rally that we've all been waiting for. The stock market and gold and silver has been doing all right, but crypto hasn't been able to keep up. But maybe crypto gets a delayed reaction where we see a Christmas rally. And the Christmas rally actually goes into like January. It's not just on Christmas Day, okay? We should see a Christmas rally if this is gonna play out this way, where money flow is going back into Bitcoin again. Maybe the sellers are done selling. Who knows? I'm close to done selling on my crypto, and I do want to see some higher prices here. But yeah, here on the MACD, momentum. The MACD indicator is showing that buying pressure is coming in. The selling pressure died off on last Friday, and you got a MACD crossover to the upside on Saturday, so that's good to see. We want to continue seeing some more vigorous price action. I know it's been kind of muted. We've been hanging out near like 86 and 88K for the most part the last 4 days here for Bitcoin, but we got to start pushing our ways up to 90K sooner rather than later, or else you might not ever see 90K. So that's on the daily time frame here. And then let's just zoom in on the 1 hour time frame for my day traders out there. Let's try to just reset the chart here a little bit. But on the 1 hour time frame, we were looking at a potential bull flag for Bitcoin. You know, you got a bullish pennant here, and this is a bull flag, right? If we just take this flag pole, this is your measured move. If we take this measured move, we put like where we could break out at 88K here. It's showing that we could see 89K, and maybe might see 89K later on tonight. There's your timestamp around 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's where we could see. Well, it all depends. Like whenever we break out. If we break out and it takes a little bit longer, and we like break out like around this time, then it could be like 6 o'clock p.m. But anyways, I don't really like giving out a target, and I don't really like giving out a price target and a time target. I'll give you one or two. I'll never give you both of them. But right now, the price target is showing that 89K could be coming up later on tonight, I believe, and maybe we see 90K tomorrow morning. Let's see. MACD is also showing buying pressure showing up on the 1 hour time frame. That's good to see. And you got that MACD crossover to the upside that happened early this morning, and that's the reason why we're getting a little bit of a rally here on Bitcoin. And then here on the market cipher B indicator here, you got money flows in the green, momentum's climbing up to the upside, and you got that green buy dot that came in early this morning. And I think it's all systems go. Everything's good for higher prices until you see a red sell dot come up here on the 1 hour time frame. Last time you had a red sell dot was earlier this morning at 3 a.m. And then you got that green buy dot saying that not at 8 a.m. that was the time to try to buy and go long on Bitcoin. So I think we're good. We're good to see higher prices for later on tonight, going into tomorrow, and then we'll just see what Wall Street decides to do. Are they going to end and throw some rain on our parade here, or will they allow us to breathe for a little bit and actually go up to like 90K, 91K, maybe tomorrow or this weekend? We'll see. But thank you guys for coming to the live stream. Don't forget hit the like button if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to hit the subscribe if you're new to the YouTube channel, and hit that follow button if you're new to the TikTok channel here. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the guests. I appreciate all of you guys. I feel good about crypto going into today and tomorrow. We'll see how things go over the weekend, but I think we can finally see some higher prices for now. Take care, guys. I'll see you the next live stream. I will be going live same time tomorrow between 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then I got some things I gotta do after that. But yeah, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time for another afternoon stream. And then I'll be doing a nightly. I'll be doing a night stream at 4 to 6 p.m. next Monday. Okay. Take care and good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get into, guys. Take care.